Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am Dashi, and with me is Quill. Welcome to me summoning algebra in the whole dictionary. That's how this is, right?
Perhaps?
Yeah, but here I am to read Adventures in the TARDIS, where we have trouble in paradise. There is one thing missing. I mean two things. We
Yeah,
know.
this is the one chapter name that actually shares its name with the entire arc.
This is Trouble in Paradise. That's Trouble in Paradise. And in the I'm gonna assume right now that in the beginning they were saying that how nice this place is, and then in the end they were just literally saying that this is not even paradise. What are you saying? This is hell.
Kind of like Dr. Kelly's world?
Yeah?
Well, God, that wasn't hellish, but it was more like empty and hollow.
It was a hollow paradise.
And there were subtle nuances of trouble there too.
It's fast, empty.
Well, that and the Prime Minister of that society might have been some trouble.
Yeah. I mean not the Prime Minister, but the time Charlie said that he was recording. That's my trouble. But we are here to find a cure for an unknown illness. I mean, it is not unknown to no, I almost said nothing. Nothing new, yeah.
You can highlight what you're saying by circling your mouse around Darren here in the picture.
Can I just...
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally almost said nothing new. But I am nothing. She knows what the illness is, it seems. I mean, they came here with the goal to find the cure, which was supposed to be here, in this. Oh, yeah.
Time and place, yeah.
And we should be renaming the whole place. The whole title. We should add the extra layer here. This is not who is doctor, who are you doctor, this is where are you doctor. So, let's see. What is the trouble other than naming here?
Is this the music that's going to be playing for the chapter?
No.
Or not this? Okay.
Basically I have this normal cave music.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been some here for the TARDIS to watch the TARDIS fade away with the doctor inside. It would feel even more unreal if the TARDIS fade away and the doctor stayed in the spot.
Oh shit, where'd the ship go?
Despite the explanation, it still felt like the doctor might be bluffing until the TARDIS was in the way. Only after they continued to stare into the empty space and realized he's not coming back soon. Then the new reality fully sink in. Well, this is a new one, coming from games with a sudden blink. You have to admit, Doctor had a good point though. And I've been breaking up. None of us mindless also was with him, he wants friends and companions who can think for themselves. He needs among those gathered here. If we can become stronger simply by learning, we don't always have to rely on the doctor being here all the time. Then we are most useful to him and to each other. So Kelly is outside here as well. Ah, so that's why she was getting down because he doesn't want mindless automatons, the little arms.
Kelly will prove she's here by joining the conversation soon.
I mean, it makes sense because she's the doctor. Vision isn't here this time. Appearing by the room. There's more good and bad thing. Good because it means her has ended the test. Also, nobody has remained behind to watch her. Although nobody really has to. But they don't know about that. And by those who have been students for that task, Kelly also reminds. Yeah, but the pastor thought she's still better. Of fair use. We haven't set up the sample circle on anything yet either. If the drone didn't a problem, we might not be back soon enough to take care of the issue anyway. I mean, how would it work if she left one of the drones in the present and they went to the other timeline?
Oh, the other timeline? No, that would be a big problem. The ship would have to remain in the same timeline. But provided that's the case, the Dr. Kelly can remotely communicate with it. And through it, she can interact with Vision. If they also had the teleportation circle, then the drone could act as an alert notice that, hey, you need to pay attention to this, and maybe even come here and directly interact with this. And yeah, they can quickly come to her. Back.
Back to the teleportation circle. How would it work if the TARDIS is in another timeline? And they are here.
No, it probably can't. Yeah, her teleportation circle travels through space, not time.
It is still a different dimension instead of TARDIS, so it's a little tiny by myself. I can put it in there.
That's why the Doctor had to make some adjustments to a certain room, where a circle was placed within it, and he also promised to add additional security precautions.
We are getting to the first picture of the scene. The Doctor finishes the ritual circle. They go in and see this.
You got it.
With the Lord of the Police as well.
Friendship is arcane magic.
I mean, it kinda is. Look at Lord, as she said. True, but the Doctor promised to address that issue this time. He might be able to solve it before our next adventure. So besides, and goes on to say. Well, anyway, the Wizard's episode is also a bad thing because we want to see ready for a warning about any disaster. I, for myself, I don't care about spoilers. She saved your life. She said, she scared between pillar and stone. Like a water run. We don't have that safety net this time, so, I mean, all of the safety nets have been removed. I see your point. Something acknowledges. That said, not much has changed in terms of our whole strategy, and in my mind during the adventure, and I intend to do no less during this one. Honestly, I think a biggest difference here is the Doctor's absence, and the patterns of dying here instead. I mean, we don't know when they are. For
Nope.
all we know, they might actually be in the same timeline as the last time.
You mean Daring's younger self?
Yeah?
Okay.
And the only reason we were not seeing them because they were doing stuff in the background.
That could be true.
And we are playing the Deadly Hollows from Harry Potter. But the same thing happened with Hermione. He couldn't mention, not drawing attention to the conversation. Until then, he was observing the friend and the local environment in some kind of cave, with many various gold crystals hanging out of the cave walls. Even better song for this because this is literally a crystal cave. This is the title of the song.
Oh.
Floor and ceiling. Just about all of these crystals are glowing. Just about all of these crystals are glowing too. Which is so positive that magical energy in the local environment is intense here. Or that there is sunlight shining too. There are many crystals glowing in various places in the atmosphere too. It's sad to see even a few warning natural enchantment. Here, however, all of the ones she can spot are glowing, which means magic here must be very intense. Or that they are ready to explode about a slightest touch.
Get down!
Just a slightest touch, one crossfire, and kablooey! Although her name is mentioned, Lang is demanded, with a bit of a blush that she isn't alone in this adventure. Not only that, but the two actually left her in charge of this group. It might mostly for her to think that she was only recently open to the idea of traveling in groups for adventures. But to be in charge of one too, I significantly higher responsibility than she felt prepared for. Yeah, it's like having a D&D group together and then, oh yeah, by the way, you are the DM.
Yeah.
They started to see the doctor is taking perverse pleasure in pushing her out of a comfort zone. I mean, he is. That is literally all what adventure is about. Instead of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. That is literally almost the description of an adventure, right?
I would mostly say yes. I'm thinking of a few instances, like maybe you go to Hawaii or something like that, that can be relaxing, exciting. But I guess generally within your comfort zone, even if it's kind of
I mean, if it's comfort,
not normal to you.
if it's relaxing, I don't call it adventure.
Okay.
Adventure has to be adventurous. Adventuring outside of your comfort zone.
Well,
Literally.
adventure usually involves unexpected and challenges.
I mean, it doesn't have to be unexpected.
Yeah, it doesn't have to.
But it has to be different from what you are usually doing. There you go.
Okay.
I mean, for some, that things might be adventure. Like for Shooter's friends.
Yeah, there's them. All right. Definitely another case of professional adventures that was showcased in the show, along with daring.
Yep. I wonder if they have met. I mean, professors actually crossed paths, even though they do it mostly after artifacts.
They might have. And if they haven't yet, maybe they will.
But not this time, because they are not alive here, probably.
Rather likely, yeah.
I mean, we don't know how much we went back.
Tell you what, though, if this was the same time, then there would be a chance for them to be here because they probably are on some distant land or continent, but that does not knock them out of the picture here. They probably usually go to distant locations like this to
Yeah.
seek out exotic animals.
And this is definitely an unknown space because they didn't go into a cave in the other timeline. So
Trying to remember what their names were. Flash Shutter or something like that for the father, and I forgot the mother's name.
I don't know either. But yeah, after all, he doesn't really have to leave. He can understand that there are other tasks he can do that are important. But he will never return with the TARDIS second later. I mean, he probably will, unless he was scared in the intro. And even then, it could only mean he might return with a different face. Also, he might return with the earlier version of himself. Probably no. Or even better, he can return with an earlier or later version of yourself. Grab yourself. And then we will have to find that we have too many Pinkie Pies. I mean, that kind of thing would be a little bit more interesting because all of the Pinkie Pies in that fact would be actually real Pinkie Pies. You don't really have to kill, you have to figure out which one is the one from your timeline. However, the fact he can, he shall never not return until his adventure is done, means living is entirely the point. In the last adventure with him, he encouraged her to go to his parents. This time, it seems he has his bullshit potential. As well as the rest of his companions, specifically with his absence.
Alright, it's Snap, Shutter, and Main Allgood.
Main Allgood?
Yeah.
Yeah, with that name, I imagine them be like, one of them being more like photo finish, the other one should be had a show.
I heard Main Allgood was based off a real person, specifically the name. Where the other character, his appearance and personality is based on someone as well.
It could be,
yeah. He had his own television show, I forget his name, but he often dealt with wild animals.
I heard that only. No.
Well, he did kind of have an Australian motif to him.
Yeah? No, that was another Australian guy, but I don't know. I don't know the names. As I said, I don't really watch TV anymore.
Okay.
Without him, or the TARDIS, we are sending wherever and whenever we are. So we bring them. I think I'm being unreasonable by declare that I can find the fact unnerving. Welcome to your new home. I mean, you have to always prepare for the possibility of never being able to leave anymore. There might be a lesser reason for this confidence in us, even this adventure, as we can propose it. Remember, it's a waste of time, and I can use an hour ahead of this one. I mean, you are all of you are from an hour ahead of this one. So, because of time paradoxes, if you die here, you never existed in the first place. You might have all this evidence that we will accomplish whatever we are meant to do here. I'm not discussing your point, because you might be right in this case, and I will counter logically. But he also said many times that most of time periods aren't fixed. Because of that, seeing evidence of success is more relative than guaranteed in all of them. But this is said, and in case starving beside him. Yeah, and I said, reminds me of Stargate, where literally the whole anime is about, I have to get out of this fixed time period to another dimension to fix everything that I caused with my time machine.
Okay.
And so literally, he makes a time machine, messes things up, and then he has to work so hard to go back to his original time. Because he messed things so badly. Which is not that easy, if you are in a fixed time period. Whatever you do is gonna happen. It's still gonna happen. So I was serving on this one. Our primary strategy hasn't changed. We do our best in this adventure, and don't test on our laurels. In other words, let's not take anything for granted. But when she persuades to die, then that's her. All that said, what do you think we should do now? He didn't leave you in charge. Yeah, right. He did. Follow Parliament. That is what I'm saying as your leader.
You're the DM now. What?
Yeah, right. He did. Like increased with a flash of embarrassment. Because of being in charge of an adventure group is far outside her past experience. In fact, it had never happened to her before. One thing about her present situation, not comfort her, however, is the fact that she's certain she can tell this group not to be dramatic creatures. Whether they can handle what they will face is still in question, but the doctor has picked this group himself, as he seems to be an overwhelmingly good judge of character. As such, they can feel certain that the heart will be on the right place, at the very least, so that's one major concern of the table for her. I mean, he believes me, so why would I not believe them? I think for now, a technical assessment of our situation is in order. There may be some, but she also yet not her confidence. With any adventure, we have as much awareness of our situation and the environment as possible. I'm sure the doctor would agree with me. I mean, did she even introduce herself normally to them? Or not yet?
I wouldn't say it's very formal, but her name was mentioned.
Yeah, but that's not really an introduction, is it?
Yeah, not really.
I mean, no introduction I needed. I'm just gonna bring up my mood. Have you heard this? It's me! Remind me of Sherlock Holmes. In Get It's Funny, he was literally carrying a book of himself as an ID. And, hey, that's me! Well, you're a professional adventurer, Dobby said cheerfully. There's also a hint of relief in your voice. Since you moved it up, you can admit a side note to nine. I think I need to mention that my race comes from a distant future and over all the rest of you so far. And I'm a historian too. So well, my race grew up in an environment thick with magical energy. Fake magical energy. As such, we have become extra sensitive to it. It's been my race, known to my heart and the magic eye, can the church feel the presence of magic. Is this how it works? I would probably say if you are grown up with a lot of magic around you, your senses to feel magic would more likely dual. Not being more sensitive to it.
I see what you mean by that. Like if there was a hideous smell in the area, but if you stay there for a while, you kind of get used to it, and then you start getting blind to it. But in a magical environment, you're being saturated with it as you're there, and it affects your cells and all that.
I mean, I'm in my
So
room and I'm surviving, right?
it's like the environment enchanted a race with abilities.
Yeah? But they are not in that environment.
No?
They have also learned to get magic in extremely refined ways as well. They have also learned to now communicate with magical energy alone. Along with me now with a fascinating voice. Tell the one who actually learned how to talk with the wind, right?
Mhm.
And then they use it to manipulate magic and others. It's very sensitive. And an individual learns to differentiate that what those signals mean, then its effect is similar to telepathy. It's fun, it's also wondrous communication. And now we will learn that the Cortex Hotel was not even there, it was just to carry big joking with them. Usually said that she could do the same what the Cortex Hotel did with Daniel in the past. That is fascinating and lying. But yeah, darling and the facts. Lying. But I think the more pertinent point is your ability to naturally detect magic. The information of Dr. Kelly. So what are you detecting now? Someone Fortin? Other than that, I don't know. The guy maybe not, like as she said. That is the point I was coming to. I want to say from you all that like my home, this area is writing of magic as well. I mean, we have eyes, we see the crystals.
Mm-hmm. That's evidence too.
However, she's got a mouth with this having look. Something about it is also different. Yeah, it is natural. If I get to put my hopes on it yet, I'm going to have to know my doors spread out and start selling some samples here. But I another later, I will analyze it and give you a more defined answer to the question. It feels more primordial, right? While I do that, I have some information to share as well. The wind brings up, which draws my attention to him. In a way, I can tell that it's the presence of magic too, but I think my method is different compared to the here. Yeah, I am a druid. You know, the environment he always grew up in, the mother time becomes super sensitive to magic. Because that, I had a moral extension of soul and my cutie mark. The process of dying eyes. I was from one with the air and the sky, you see, and it communicates with me on some experimental level. For me, I merely have to breathe in the air, and they sometimes have a message for me. In this case, I detect thick magic too, but something more as well. I also detect the mood and spin of the air as well. I mean, for all we know that I might know about paneling.
Did you say feather
Inspiration.
wing?
And I mean,
Okay.
inspiration of books, right?
Yeah, she's rather likely to at least know him as an author. If not his adventures in the TARDIS, too.
If not
She
as
has,
the first flying unicorn.
she has an association with both lifestyles, so yeah, it actually increases the odds of her knowing about him. And her timeline is ahead of him.
Yep.
He's a time traveler, so that kind of muddies that a little bit. But when he goes back home and he settles there, all of his life is part of recorded history that she had a chance to learn, and she was an academic too.
I mean, if the police would know about this, which they know, then I assume they should be literally told in schools that, yeah, there was one unicorn who learned to fly. Even if they don't go into extensive details of who he was or what he did.
That's quite likely. In fact, it's even more likely than his poetry getting required reading in school. Not unless it does groundbreaking innovation somehow.
Especially because she's a Pegasus.
Mm-hmm.
And outside, and the unicorn was more likely to learn about this than Earth police. But did she finish the school? I don't remember if she literally finished or went to adventure in the middle of it.
Yes, Daring graduated from college.
Okay, so she definitely knows about her, but might not have put the one two together yet. Because the wing cape is still inside the
Oh, she definitely knows about him. I don't know if you recall this, but when she first met him and before she even revealed herself as Daring, she mentioned that his presence is a bit reckless of the Doctor because she knows that he's a pony out of time.
Ah. I mean, which really is a thing in the Doctor Hospital all the time.
At the time, though, she wasn't fully aware of the extenuating circumstances, like the fact that Feather, Vision, and Sternwing were outright hunted by a very dangerous force in their own time period. Saving them from by bringing them out of that time was a way to protect them from a force they are not ready to face yet.
Yeah. And they might never will. But yeah, I also like the mood and spin of the air as well. Which is, it is happy. Then yes, correctly. Almost to the point of being anxious. And I've been told his eyes and been his name several times. Before entering the very calm tone, calm voice. Calm, still, it's a restoring harmony, joy, love, it's harmony, chaos. Those two ones, the last two ones I'm with them here.
Buzzwords.
But they go hand in hand. Sure, this makes sense, man. You might not even be able to tell that the song has changed. Oh, that makes sense in the light. It doesn't sound so bad. But it's slowly passing night. It seems to be at midday, as it says. Now the space on another Socrates homeworld might be true paradise, because this time, the energy isn't simulated. It is here. It's alive! It's alive! Can Dr. find a sign?
Yep.
It's shining very colorful and vibrant energy. It's element. It's quiet. Its energy is moving very slowly too. At least in this local environment. It's kind of about. I think what I'm noticing in the energy in the immediate vicinity. Especially in this cave. This cave in particular. Looks like a nine. Why do I want to read always sounding? And then something just looks at him very jealous like. Did you call her darling?
It's darling, dude.
Darling. Darling, don't. And
You
the
have to
other...
calm down, darling.
And the area with heavy earth energy tends to be this way. Very slow and deliberate. Yes, indeed. It takes very long to speak in the Ant language.
Mm-hmm.
And this was 200 speed up. Well, it looks like Dr. Kelly, as it says to her. I'm sorry if you are offended about my opinion of your home run. But for me, personally, it feels like a hollow paradise. But kind of them. Dr. Kelly lifted the object in roof and win. By shaking her hand and said, I am not offended with your opinion about my home run at all. In a small way, I will agree. Why do you think I left it? Sandy with curiosity. True. And immediately answered, you said it so yourself. True. And I said with another agreement. Aside from that, I expect that your opinion is your opinion. I take no personal offense of the fact. I remember as a professor of psychologist and scientist, I maintain to detach myself from personal matters. And then, in the little corner, Dr. Kelly may remember that. I thought I know how to keep her cool and level head. Doesn't mean it doesn't affect you.
Yeah. It means she has a measured reaction to it.
Literally when Doctor Timmy has to smile at everything the little emo kid is doing. Good! There he says to Dr. Kelly. Let's be coming to a film. And the old bit adventure, it is very important to keep calm and level head. In your case, and you know what to say from that? You understand? The moon is back on track, provided you have the time to do so. Yeah, I don't know why you are saying that. It's only in your first adventure that was late, who started shouting and tears. And it was very calm of him. I know everybody else! I said as much when I first joined the team. And I carried info 9. The physical and mental health of the whole team here is very important to me. And I would like to do regular checkups periodically. Whenever possible and wherever possible. This place is so very pretty. The people as she is around the cave. So they are in wonder. The lights, the crystals, the warm feeling in the air, the menacing enemy in the distance. I could be comfortable here forever. I mean, I can imagine some bats or something.
Maybe. But they might, if grown up in this environment, they actually might be unusually friendly.
Or they might be extremely hostile.
They're Zubats.
Oh no, they don't have your path. And then lies one of the dangers of the two paradigms. Solving that constantly. I see the shrewd and now I look at nothing. We can allow ourselves to be too content in such places until we realize to spend eternity here. I mean, you might as well be spending your eternity here. You so bad dying new. As we came here with a mission and necessary we keep that in mind. As I goes and expand our perimeter search. To that end, he looks towards the nearby exit of the cave, which is building is so much light beyond. None of the closest here can see what is beyond yet. I suggest we expand our search in the direction in particular. Good idea. Thank you. I would like to check this cave just a bit longer and verify if it is related to the end or not. If it is, then we will continue our journey by exploring what is outside of this cave. She looks at Dr. Kelly. I'm not certain what you mean by the term of those. I heard of the word, but I get the feeling. So, you have something else in mind. Yeah, I have watched Star Wars. Those are probably different.
To daring do, it probably like the word drone exists like in a bug society.
Yeah? I have a link with artificial devices that are flying, water by my stores, or carrying Spain. And she has one of them flew nearby to reveal itself. But she's not. They see the small mirror-like hovering sphere. It's been supposed to reveal some kind of glowing gas in the center. Oh no, it's time to shoot! But it, Doctor goes on to explain, I can't accomplish various tests, such as scanning display. But I knew I'll be a lot of technical data, which might come in handy now and not later. And maybe in the past as well. Interesting device, they said. I she wrote a minute more than I squinted, with having confusion. So, how long will your scan take approximately? I mean, you have all the time in your hand, in your hoof.
Possibly, yeah.
Within just a few minutes, okay, answered. With more time, I might be able to come up with more detailed information. But eventually what I can gather with these things will patrol. Continue with your work then, while the rest of us check out this place as well. Like the cat. We will spread out and search this area before expanding our search toward the exit of this cave. At all times, however, I want each of us to maintain line of sight with at least one other member of the party. Understood? Also, if you do find something noteworthy, I would like to report on that immediately. The rest of the group agreed. They spat out, blue and honored. And usually this is when they are, oh yeah, we are in line of sight, but I enter the doorway and the door closed. So it's not my fault.
So yeah, she's got a lot of experience with adventuring by now, but not leading a group. But
I mean,
you see
he
how
is
some
not
of her
leading.
experience at you see how some of her experience as an adventurer is starting to bleed into her leadership by giving professional advice.
Yeah?
Perhaps not inspirational. She hasn't quite mastered that level of charisma yet, but at least her orders are practical.
So yeah, Nerf is gonna be the motivational leader in the party.
Okay. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, she's the heart of it, for sure.
So, they can't afford to lose her.
Derpy's the one that definitely has charisma in spades.
There you go. But the group doesn't venture to explore the exit, and enters the cave, they behold a marvelous sight beyond anything any of them could imagine or experience before. In addition to the sun in the sky, there was a rainbow energy dance in the sky and cascading prismatic light gravitating down below. Not only that, but many plants, animals, and even minerals cast their own light as well. It is bright enough to stand out even in the daylight. If I were you guys, I would check your window card. You should probably update the graphical driver. Because those artifacts usually happen when it's outdated or not installed properly. That was literally a thing back then.
Well, it could probably have a cool effect. Interesting. You actually have the doctor missing among these ponies here.
Let me see, not here. Like these things happened. When there are artifacts all around the places. Oh yes, the Pokemon glitch right there. When the text is all messed up.
Oh, okay. That stands out more. I think I've seen that game.
Community.
A let's play of it.
I definitely see this because I played it. And then back in the cave, there are lots of very strong and glowing crystals found across this landscape. Some of them have very distinctive shapes to them, too. And to represent a tree, for example. Does it have some very strange fruit hanging from the end? Like an apple, cloud, lightning bolt.
There was another example of something like that occurred for a while, and that was the corruption of rarity in manifestation.
Yep. We didn't know the kind of material that made it now, but every other science as well. They had natural mathematical quality. But because of the many glowing flowers across this landscape. I mean, for all we know, the pillars might have gotten the seed from here.
Okay.
The seed probably might have existed before.
Well, I guess it's possible, but they heavily implied it was the magic from their own personality. But it had to materialize somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that. It's probably like they imbued something with their essence, and it's rather likely to be a crystal of some kind.
Yeah, I mean I can imagine at least a Sarswan traveling around in his own
Matterhorn was
timeline.
reputed to be an enchanter too.
Yeah.
And she was
An
a perfect
evil
one.
enchanter.
Mhm.
The temperature is about to ideal for all of them. Humming music also exists in there. They're soothing a joyous melody. And then they look around and they find out it's just Luffy humming. Beautiful! Luffy marvels with a guess of wonder. The shadow of the beast cannot cross the wing and see much cannot whole weight of the Galaxy ship. That's for sure. So being said with a race of an eyebrow. I thought he was gonna unleash paradise.
Mhm.
I mean, in reality, that is a cross-swimming area as well, but just hollow. Programming made it look like me.
Yeah, kind of. Imagine this really beautiful looking or really tasty looking banana split sundae, and
Yeah?
it's just full of popping color. It's wonderful, and as soon as you taste it, it has no taste at all.
No, it gets butter.
Mhm. Or
Even
like your
worse,
hand
right?
passes, or your hand passes through it, so it's like taunt. It's just light, empty and hollow.
It's a raw salvage. But I get to join the TARDIS adventure. I have to admit, I didn't expect to ever come across something like this. The energy has changed too, at least out here, as I've been report. Like the game, I can see deep joy and harmony in the air. Out here, however, it is far more active. It swims through the air with intense motion. The wind looks up in a little up and aurora. It is so bright in the sky, it actually stands out even in daylight. I mean, that in itself, they literally call it magical, right? In our place as well. In our reality.
Yeah, Equestria had something like that when explosion of light poured from the Crystal Empire.
I mean, there has been a lot of explosion of light since the basic game.
I've seen video footages of actual Aurora Borealis. Most of them are green, from what I saw.
Yeah? I mean, that's just because our atmosphere is might be different color here.
Yep.
As such, it made it that landscape with a pattern of running and periodically shifting colors. All 50 seconds, he notes as the swimming energy above with his model report. The energy pattern you see above is pretty much what I said down below as well. It's shifting and cascading at the same rate. A visual representation of the magical aura. Something strange, as she thought. It seemed like the lost faith in the ever-neglected hero. And then, as soon as he said that, the sky turns red and starts running around.
You jinxed it. I mean, it's almost like saying, what else could go wrong?
On the whole, it might be among the most ideal. It might be the most ideal to have miraculous cure. That is an interesting. And the guy points out, I say we count our blessing. Our journey here might not only be safe, but not pleasant. I assume it's not gonna be that pleasant. And I said, so we should keep in mind that why we have come here, and not get to the sentence. And we just find out even better to apply first too. So we cautious. He always is made to feel cautious.
Yeah, she's the security officer.
I caution you all not to jump your guard. No matter how pleasant a flower might seem, it might also be hiding some deadly thorns. Nobody I would agree, and in the way I still do, and I mean them. But the degree of public energy I sense in the air is so intense. It's a conflict, and the conflict never existed here. We are the conflict.
Oh, remember you said that. Yeah.
Not even one. All things that exist can get some energy, yet imminent in the air. For the air to feel this pure, means something far more intense than we have ever encountered before. Every creature and plant here grew up with this intense joy and harmony so strong that if less would cause them to never even consider harming another. So what, all of the creatures here are herbivores?
Maybe.
And this God, we are not the ones out. Dark and corrupt aliens from the future that not have the middle here, simply because we are capable of convincing the mere concept of the conflict towards anything gay. I mean, yeah, that's why Starlight was so different from the other opponents, because she knew what irony is. And other than Twilight, she literally is the only one who knew what that word means.
That thing he stated at the end of the paragraph basically matches what you were talking about. That the darkest ones here are now these characters, the heroes.
Yeah. I do, however, agree that we should keep our guard up nevertheless. It's very possible to harm a Kennedy. Even this instance might be hiding something sinister. I mean, that is what your girlfriend said. Girlfriend at the moment said they are not engaged yet.
Well, there's another factor here. There may be a certain chemical out there that's not harmful to anything that's native to this area, and doesn't intend you harm deliberately, but it can still harm you because you're a foreign element.
Yeah, and the Dr. Kelly brings out the, what is it called? The, let me check about the name of it.
There was also another example here. It was from the Doctor Who show, actually. There were some robots that was chasing them down, and they kind of had a creepy appearance and a bunch of needles in their hands. And they said something like, "Do not be afraid. We're doing you a kindness."
Yeah.
And they were trying to inject you with something that would, I don't know, I guess pacify you if you were the alien that they were programmed for. However, if you're human, it would outright kill you, and the robots never realized that.
I mean, for all we know, Dr. Kelly might come back with this machine.
She probably already has something like that. It's way more advanced.
I mean, not told that there, but she might come back then. Oh yeah, by the way, the guy counter is actually very high, so we shouldn't linger here anymore.
Their technology is crystal based, or at least to some extent, because they are also magic based.
Yep. I assume even magic has a relation.
Probably, yeah.
And this is what I said. Dr. Kelly might be the safest out here because she grew up in an environment full of magical energy.
Yeah.
But there is two different ways of getting mana sickness. One is using too much mana, and the other one is being around too much mana.
Oh, wow. The point I just brought up to you a moment ago, Dr. Kelly's about to repeat, in a way.
Or simply harmful, as Kelly points out. Every flora and fauna here might have a disease that they are all immune to. Yep. No displaced aliens here, however, and it might be a very different story in most ways. Just because something doesn't intend to us harm, doesn't mean it is capable of it anyway. All it would take is for us to stumble in the foothold, or the like. So I agree with that, we should remain alert. In the matter of the environment, no matter how this hospital it appears. Remind me of this. After the stream.
Would you copy that, paste that statement to Discord?
I can just put it in the notepad.
Okay.
That works too.
It's not erasing anything else important there.
No. I too have science in history. I'm not stupid, you know. I don't even know it. But in all of my readings, I never came across anything like this before. The legendary knew beside him and said, "The trail showed us that this is our world, but in an earlier time period. Have you ever come across anything like this before? Do you know where and when we are?" No, there is no answer. I'm not sure, but I think this is another continent I've explored just a few times before. If it is, it seems to have changed a lot. And again, I didn't explore an entire continent before in my time. Mr. Oriental might be here as well. All the T-Rex, as I said. Then we are all very unfamiliar in very unfamiliar territory, for the reasons. Any suggestion for us to start with? I have one. So we bring up several actually. First of all, make a camp. That we can come back to. The version of a small blue, sky blue unicorn fan. You can communicate with the wind, and there, right? I remember one time as a teen tried to download the entire planet's history into you. Wow! Really? Like, something that is a fellow min with a surprise me. What is it like? It is probably like the history of the entire world, I think. you know that video, right?
I never watched it, but I guess I have heard of it. And I even heard of people reacting to it and reviewing it.
It's a very well made video, it's fun.
Okay.
Overwhelming at first, yep. But was dying. But over time I noticed a lot of what is important was the same thing over and over again. So it was easier for my brain to process. It just about the weather across all of its cells, and mostly big picture context. In this case, I wonder if you will inquire for specific details. Something mutant. Can you ask where the cure we seek light? Or any clue thereof? Do you even know what kind of cure you are seeking? Do you know what the illness is? I'm sure that this info is something Dr. Kelly would need.
Oh yeah. And she's really looking forward to scanning a sample of it.
I mean, as I said, I'm assuming that I knew is one of the containers of the said illness. But I've been missing something, as she said. I can try, but the perception of elemental spirits, like the air, have a different perception of the world than we most of us do. Now what they notice is whatever falls within their purview. If we saw a forest fire, for example, I'm more likely to get the percent elsewhere, because such a fire would cause less smoke in the air, lots of smoke in the air to rise in the air, and that is a change in the environment strong enough for them to notice. On the other hand, this girl would likely go entirely beyond the notice, unless it affects the wind and sky to something different in the air. I mean, there is so much harmony in this area that we would not want to stop the harmony, and there are aliens coming here, so the harmony might be harmonically attacking you. Because they don't want to.
Is your mother vacuuming or something? I occasionally hear a noise, but only when you speak, because the microphone's picking up.
Oh yeah, now I hear that my mother decided to vacuum.
Right.
It is here because there's a noise sensor in my headset.
Alright.
The cure is a plant.
They're really good then.
Yeah, it's actually happening and not happening at the same time. But when they ask me, why do you not hear what I'm saying? Why this, right?
Well,
because there's a video playing, there's music playing in the background, and also sound proofing.
So she's going to have to get your attention through the things you are listening through the headphones.
Nah. The cure is a plant or animal in normal being. Yeah.
Therefore, it affects the air.
Does the sky being now? So that affects the wind and sky. So does the land. But I tell the Lord to Cali. You think you can find a specific one? You know that affects alone? Yes. No, but I'm not a wind spirit. So Cali replied evidently. I have no clue what falls under the perception. It might even be different from word to word. Or even the same word, for different time periods. It's still worth asking. I mean, yeah. Just like asking about the name of the goblin is for the museum. So we look to the side of her 3 times as she proposes. The other suggestion I have, I am very, a little worried to propose. But strangely enough, all of us in this party can flash something gay. Even you, Doctor. I'm not there! He adds as she looks at the security. I should have floated off the ground with those force contacts of yours. I don't know how high, far, or fast can you travel with those. Means however. Oh, I show you I can go fast.
Can I pull up a picture of the Green Lantern or something?
No.
Okay.
She will make a defense contact.
That'd be a better fit for Rainbow Dash. Especially if the jet was colorful.
There you go. I mean, we do have Rainbow Dash's jet.
That's cool. Or maybe I should say awesome. You were done with that paragraph.
But it can be 20% cooler. There might actually be something worth testing. The Charlie has an interesting tone. Because the answer might actually change from word to word. The method I use to get magic might differ from unicorn of your various areas. But the fact remains, I change my magic depending on the strength of magic in the area. Here, it's very strong. So, it might affect my spells accordingly. Even if it doesn't, it at least affects how fast I charge my magic. In this case, I sensibly charge my magic very fast indeed. Now here comes the question. Is it causing you sickness if you recharge your magic with this magic?
That's something I have to figure out.
Because we know that air is breathable and not toxic at the moment. But what about the magic? You never tried.
The evidence so far points out that this area is unusually pure.
I mean, it's about...
Yeah, it has strong harmonic energy there.
But staying clean and positive charge energy too. And with that, the energy here is so outage is positive, I wouldn't be surprised even if I wanted to energy quickly from other escapes and movements. Here might even have a significant longer lifespan, so long as we spend the extra time entirely here. But it can be the other way as well. You might have even less lifespan as well because of the high magical activity. Don't pass away the possibility.
Consider this too. If that's what positive energy can do to them, then what happens if they go to a negative energy environment?
No, what if they have negative energy? That's not a plan, but good to know for several reasons that if true, they do not. If we need here fast in this place, there's not anything else we might encounter. I mean, it's easy to check, just cut yourself a little bit. If they happen to be hostile, it will end up a very long fight indeed. But if this place could expand our lifespan here, then the lifespan of that which we encounter will potentially be long indeed too. So, if it's not for that, it could be an individual with a great deal of experience on how to be effectively hostile. The only thing that conflicts with that fact is that this place is naturally encouraging every pony to be super friendly. But they are not ponies, are they? There can be some drawbacks to that too. Yes, there can be some drawbacks to being overly friendly.
You're gonna go to Rainbow's Nightmare?
Close, but no cigar.
Okay. Oh darn, I wanted that cigar. Gimme.
We are very friendly here, indeed.
There is no conflict here. No competition.
Only harmony, right?
You'll experience true friendship for the first time.
There can be some drawbacks to that too, that we bring up. For example, with any society that is so friendly that they are not used to conflict at all, they will be actually unprepared for it. In the rare times, industrial. We could potentially find ourselves surrounded by many innocent beings who have no idea how to save themselves from danger. During the very rare times, it shows up. I think that in mine too. Yeah, imagine being in a village where a T-Rex shows up and they don't turn away, they just let themselves get eaten because it's part of the natural cycle. We live in harmony. Why are you running? You should just let yourself get eaten.
Creature's hungry, right? Feeding it's the friendly thing to do.
Yeah? I've actually heard something like that by scholars who made some argument about the natural and peaceful lifestyle of Equestria. Following analysis, that most of our society too wouldn't know what to do during the rare times what danger is involved. I mean, they didn't really know anything. In the lifestyle they knew. The reception to the tool is unimportant, specifically as you mark involving the ability to meet and confront danger to some degree. The group is silent for a moment, broken first by starving. Anyway, the reason I made that proposal about our ability to fly earlier is it could make an effective area reconnaissance. We could either fly together and explore a large amount of territory, or split up and multiply the information we gather even further. Even further beyond. I don't think we should split it apart this early in the journey. There is no sense with the incomparable twin. Ah? Didn't you say that you work alone? It made it seem other than nice, but we just got here. If anyone was not run into trouble, I would prefer if the pony isn't alone. If this option becomes more necessary later on, however, then I will keep it in mind. I could send my drones out right now, and accomplish the same thing. So the guy proposes. I can even make them invisible, so I'm not really some any life from here. If and when we have later need for them, I can call them back. But then, they may have more data to report. Then you almost said something, or solving me totally. For the one, I agree with your assessment. Sometimes not necessarily new. It's too early to split up. If anyone was I got into trouble, I think we would be more prepared for it if we stick together.
Okay, hold on, right there. I would now recommend shifting to music that's more ominous.
Oh. Oh no, I swear there's something here. What are you talking about ominous? There is no ominous in just harmony here.
Something ominous? Ooh, that narrows it down to infinite number of things.
There you go. For the moment? Yeah, I heard it. If someone you see, then someone you will find. Suddenly, I was almost missing this someone's voice that echoed around them a bit. Whenever you do, you will be the pie. Ha ha ha. He said, last man put them all in that. In the case, she's quite frightened too. Avoiding the sun was such a stark contrast to all visuality that surrounded them, which makes it even more negatively surprising. Who's there? They called out, as she sees into reality better side. She also scanned about herself very vigilantly. And that's not true. But Dr. Kelly's case, he has no particularly assist her with that. Show yourself. Whoever that is, they were literally following them and listening to them talking. They talked in the same language.
Yeah, and they just mentioned trouble before that paragraph shows up. Like, we better stick together to make sure there's no trouble or something like that. So it was kind of responding to what they were saying, which does indicate, at least to some extent, some eavesdropping.
And then we will find out it's actually him. Trouble.
That'd be so. It's just my luck. Good old troubleshoes.
I mean, we don't say that it. We don't know if it's an enemy. Yes.
If it is him, he probably isn't an enemy, intentionally anyway.
But he said trouble.
Right.
I mean, you said it with a big T. It might be a name.
You named your kid Troubleshoes.
Yep.
What do you expect to happen here, parents of that kid?
Unlovingly, the expert dying yet is just introduced laughter. Because he was like, oh, too. This is the voice is true position. It seems to surround them instead. And before they say close, like all that by remaining on high alert. If you ask me too, Kelly and Feather, do you sense any unusual magic nearby us? Something that might help us explain this? Five little ponies, who are out of place, asking the mysterious individual again. Little would more realize that they travel for space. Far they have come, and they spread in the sky. They have arrived to this time without their usual guide. With the resources, they have more come, while now they realize that the chaos has come. So I know who it is.
I bet you don't, but I suspect who you're thinking of.
No, you don't. Him.
There you go. I see your Schwartz is as big as mine. Now let's see how well you handle it.
Well, the feature of medical laughter when the finally visible target starts to appear. A creature starts to materialize in front of them. It's much the same way as the TARDIS would expect. This creature likes the Winkel's usual sound effects, and is considerably smaller. What does appear seems to be a very strange creature indeed. At first, it looks like a cat, but as soon as it finds more, they gradually realize it is more like an amalgamation of various creatures' parts. Ah, so it is. It is our daughter. Or it could be a different kind of cat.
Now, your second guess might be more spot on, since you're getting more clues.
No, it's him.
Now, yes, that is my inspiration for this character. There's going to be some differences, but in terms of appearance and personality, it's very close.
The face is very feline like, which includes cat ideas about himself. Although its eyes are overly large, and it seems caged, just like a cat, it has a magical things for eyes. It also has a tail comic in a highly unusual way. Not only is the color of the insides in different colors, so it is not identical, but so too is what would normally be the white of its eyes. Those eyes also glow and keep shifting colors, but the colors are always mismatched compared to the other eye. Are you sure about that? It might be actually like the DVD logo. There
It's
might be
Hypnotoad.
1 point when they are literally the same color. And then they are like, oh, yay! That was so much enjoying.
It's Hypnotoad.
It's I thought very naturally hypnotic to behold. It's also a limit of this creature is little like. An iguana is the closest comparison, especially given its size. It even has spines over the spine of its back. It still ends in the head of a snake, combined with its own mouth. Those in each of its paws are unusually long too. It is out about 3 inches beyond each of its paws. Further examination would reveal the exact length of each of its claws. It is always off by at least a few centimeters. What did you say about harmony? And what did I say about this harmony being hand in hand?
Well, the brighter the light, the deeper the shadow would be.
Yep. It is just float of the ground, and one of them just seems to be laying on something invisible. Whatever it is, its force hang over the forward edge of that invisible thing. My snake tail swings lazily at the other end. Hello, my friend. I have come to play. It's a chilling creature. I think entertainment on this most auspicious day. I'm thinking of Discord, but this is not Discord because they know Discord. And you didn't even say anything about Horn.
Yep. Well, as far as knowing him, I think the one character here that has the most association would be Derpy. He just has a little bit of experience with Discord. And
Yep.
possibly also Daring.
And possibly also Feather.
Wrong time period for him. But, Discord's abilities, they are quite flexible.
Yep. And you think we are out of place? Solving challenges. Am I looking to mirror recently? Yeah, do you know why there is so much harmony around here? They threw out every part that they don't need and put it into me. The large shifting clouds at our side of the creature by them, your father, they said in delight. What a wonderful idea! You might have motioned to me. I will happily explain the sense of relief. Then, mysteriously, a hand-sized mirror that fades into existence and hovers beside the creature, who then regarded with a vague expression on its face. To mirror, it said, "Hello there, handsome. Tidings well and well met. Surprising you are, in my usual mat. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is not the fairest of them all? Not me, right? What do you want with us?" asked Murphy in a frightened way. "I mean," he said, "he is here to play." He came out of his mat and been shaking so much that some nearby her can feel it without even looking at her. And then realizing that it's not her that is shaking, it's the whole gown. Motion to the story from what may. The creature sat in the highly unusual looking things, looking back at them. "I said much I seek on the eve of this day, and the continual troubles are making shall repeat. Onward when you till the journey is complete. Until then, I shall be counting your days. Forever, you shall be in my gate." Next one would definitely oblige. He would definitely approve of this way of speech. Suddenly the creature rushes at them, which gently startles them. In the last millisecond, it goes and melts around them instead. He has a wave and tiny tornado around them, and the bird with leaves and magical sparkles. And continues though the creature eventually vanishes, and the tornado dies seconds later. While all of that happened, it laughed magically again. And the creature and the tornado faded, so the echo of its laughter. The room remained still and thought into silence until eventually something in the first ring. What in Celestial's name was that monstrosity? And then this one suddenly appears. "Hey, I heard that."
I'll have you know I've only one cloven hoof.
Yep. I'm nothing sure, but I do have a guess. Nothing that I know. "I'm all ears," somebody said immediately, and with an innocent tone. "If I had to guess, I think we just encountered a Necroticus. There is no fear. I mean, yeah, if... this god called himself a Necroticus, so it must be, all species. I don't think they made a species just for him alone.
Mm-hmm.
But you might never know. It is Discord. "You mean Discord?" The pig cried curiously. They do shake her head, as she said. "No, but I doubt it anyway. I mean, he still mind me. For all we know, he not always doing the same."
Like Grogar?
Yeah. Grogar is not a Necroticus.
He's not, but it proves that Discord can disguise himself.
Yeah.
And effectively hold it for a while.
No, I mean he changed shape during his life.
Ah, yeah, I see what you mean. That it is Discord, but he changed his appearance over time.
But also that can be a different Discord.
Yeah.
Who said? Yeah, they never said that this is the same universe. They said this is a different time and a different place, but same Earth, the same planet.
Right.
Never said that it's the same universe. No. I didn't think about the Necroticus, but not this one. They are individual of the same race. They said no safe now. Until now, I wonder the name of this race was moot point. If this cause is, Norway was the only member of it. But it now seems it might have been other member of his race at this one time. What are you? I am Discord. The Discord. He stares above the horizon carefully. And it's either highly ironic or appreciating that the speed of chaos and disharmony appears in a time and place where harmony has never been higher, as I know of. And also, European here made it able to appear.
That's something to think about too, isn't it?
Yeah, because there was no chink in the armor of harmony yet. Until now. There is always a weak point, and if new things are being introduced, that might be a weak point.
It might explain its interest in them too.
I mean, obviously, if some ponies, some creatures come from a different timeline, that is causing this harmony, and he likes it. Whoa, time out here! Solving a quest actually goes into her wings into X-Pattern in front of her for a second before lowering and folding her wings. Just because you say the name the correct quest doesn't mean it's a fair explanation. I have never encountered a name like that before, and I have no idea what it means. Wait, didn't they mean this call yet?
No, they have not. If you're talking about the story of a mighty little detour, yeah, that's not occurred yet.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry. I no time to waste others. You're right. Some of this knowledge here relies upon encounters. Oh yeah, this is much earlier than defeating the dark side and everything.
Oh yeah. All of that occurs when they're basically done with the Adventures of the TARDIS.
Yeah. More native to my time as well as nothing. From the time we, unfortunately, encountered an entity that exists outside of the bounds of normal space and time. And also this necrosis might be the reason why something really doesn't like this one later on.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be a creature of chaos and disharmony. It can easily evoke it, because it seems to have the ability of changing anything in reality as it sees fit. And yes, I can see the Cheshire Cat inspiration. But with a serving new son as an announcement, if the candy now survives me, and I couldn't know, I continue to struggle with the lollipop. Eventually starts face up by saying, You are kidding, right? If only I was. That sounds scary.
You know, it just occurred to me, if you were to take a picture of the Cheshire Cat and put it on the border as a stand-in for Trouble for this arc, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I can do that in the next one, I think.
Okay.
Michigan. If only I was. Now he said grimly. The creature that I spoke of calling himself Discord was a threat that was not with Princess Celestia and Princess Luna, many centuries ago. It was frozen, its soul, and whoa! But I've been interrupted with an exclamation of sorts. Wait a second. I think I saw that statue you speak of. Really? Not as her short as fan. This is the first I've heard of it. Then you haven't been to Candle Gardens like I have. And I sent back to Thorn. But I heard about this creature. The Lumen dying. What is one in the book of myths and legends? Are you saying that the statue is a real creature? Was a statue in my time? I guess was when that changed. He moved with him while chaos and disharmony, as promised. I shook his train. Then thrust her hand about with a thoughtful look. The creature, however, I sense is different. It might be the same species, but I think this one is much weaker. It's also much smaller. Yeah, because there's way too much harmony around.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I can vouch for that, but I wouldn't agree. As I said, I saw this statue. Having passed understanding look from father, lying, as he said, lying, darling, and lying, as she asked, are you sure it is weaker? And what makes you think so? And then, once again, this girl appears. Yeah, it might be weaker, but half of infinite is still infinite. Right? No, I'm not sure. I said about that I should lose my her friends. It's hard. He always concerned. But even if I'm right, it shouldn't be underestimated. And because of it, only the power of the sun had is the watermelon into the entire mountain into a giant watermelon. Doesn't mean we should relax around it. For if I had it transform into such a fruit, then suddenly fire first. Well, they say it might be hard to think in a usual way. I mean, yeah, if you had a fruit, then you don't really think. And the next might even outside kill us. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't want that. Because he wants you alive to go to chaos.
Right, yeah. Remember you said that.
Wow, that's what we need. Serving chaos against I told you all those holding of this time, my high tones. Yeah, but those tones can be cut off. Although they shaking with pride, the pursuit was alive, as he said in a tone of objection. Objection! I said it's possible that this guy could do a thing like that, and he used to be very cool. Used to be? That expired. Nobody sticks to that, deciding to momentarily ignore the distant question, in order to say, nevertheless, it didn't seem near as homicidal. Rather than that, these were always about games to him. I mean, he said that he's here to play. And for the moment, I will just call it Desire. Because it's on Discord. They do not, and no appearance does. Agreed. Entertainment seems to be the primary motive of these creatures, in addition to spreading chaos and disharmony. As such, I think they would have been lethal on purpose. They wouldn't want to quick end to their opponent. That would end their signature games too soon. in the experience that can go to reality. I don't see what would normally frighten them anyway. Relevant videos. This has said Luna was not with one of the kind before. I admit, rewriting is because underestimating them back then. He too used having this way. Plus, as a tool spin, I expect they lack any physical needs, like eating, drinking, sleeping, and even eating, or being hurt in any standard way. I mean, there is one thing I know for sure that would hurt this god. And that is if Natasha didn't attend the tea party.
Or trying to be normal.
Yeah.
That actually was proving hostile to Discord.
If they go to reality, they are probably used to instant gratification at already rich. Accordingly, if all of their needs are fundamentally taken care of, then it's all their wants and ever motivates their interaction. As such, they are likely always acting on pure whim. However, in this game, this one might be weaker, the earth will be alone and dying. The prevalence of harmony here might be an explanation for that, yet at the same time, I think it to whatever decay that can offer. More powerful the characters simply might be unable to come to this area yet. There is also a possibility that the entity is Discord exactly, or the younger form of him. What did I say as well? And it goes my mind as well. I mean, he calls himself a god of chaos. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And
there's others that call them that too.
I don't
Lord
know
or
how
God.
much of what I think of this code is canon or not canon, because it's like with somehow there's a lot of stuff that has been said about him not canonically as well. So was he always in correct with? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Was he in love with Celestia? We don't know. And he's married to Feather. This one might be weaker simply because he's younger. But if it is as much chaos yet, it means it's harder to do in the world, or full of so much harmony. Funny Feathers, how we call it. If you're right, I think I just feel that my education is so interesting in art, in particular. Living Fire died for a moment, then Lucius turned as he looked at her. That's a good point. The teacher might be so interested in us because here at this time we are anomaly, more like the to avoid chaos rather than harmony. Even if we don't plan to be, we might be accidentally because of our ignorance. But compared to the rest of these creatures, and in this time, it would seem like the classic creatures imaginable. I mean, there is one very important spell that he could get right here to cause chaos. Turn every one of them except Nerfy into little ponies. So Nerfy literally is not escaping from having to babysit another creature. If you say chaos, then chaos finds you. So what? Then shakes hand. It said something to that effect, but it first appeared. I mean, yeah, they were literally searching for what was not there.
The word was trouble they used at the time, but she already forgot that.
I think the one it said was trouble. That's correct. I mean, yeah. But trouble is usually a synonym to chaos.
Oh yeah.
Well, it now seems we have even more reason to be cautious here. Like that, actually spins about and faces the ultimate environment. We need to pass on with our mission. as we do so, keep in mind that there are things here worthy of keeping up our guards for. Stay close and stay sharp. And this is the end of the chapter. We have introduced a new antagonist? Question mark?
Possibly. It's been appears to at least the most antagonistic so far.
Or it could be a hyper.
Well, that'd be interesting. Huh?
Because helping the team might cause even more chaos.
About chaos, it could be quite the wild card.
I mean, they are assuming a lot of things. That, yeah, he was chaos because he's a Chronicles. Who said that? This might be a very different thing. He never was introduced himself as a god of chaos.
Yep.
We don't even know if it's him.
Well, it's just demonstratability similar to Draconicus, and it has a similar appearance as like the mismatched races.
I mean, we can just call it Chimera.
And
Well,
it
we
kind
know.
of, oh yeah, it kind of behaved chaotically too. So you can see why there is some evidence here, but yes, it's no proof.
And for all we know, even a unicorn can just do this. Just appear out of nowhere and make her appear out of nowhere as well. That's all he did. And
Probably
disappear
even
with the
Trixie did
wind.
that.
But that might be smoke and mirrors, for all we know.
Mhm.
Quite literally. He had a mirror,
Right.
and he made smoke with the tornado. So it literally was smoke and mirror. I'm gonna love this character, even if it's an enemy or not.
Okay.
But I can say one thing: it is a good thing that the Earth is here. He has not
Durden?
been, yeah, he has not
Yeah.
been Discord before, and it's friends with Discord as well.
It's well, a little bit of experience, and she even suggested that maybe Discord was not hostile anymore. And she made the comment used to be,
Yeah,
but then went on to say that even during his most evil days, he was never was outright lethal.
yeah. For now, I don't know if this is Discord or not Discord. It can be either way. Because just going by that, yeah, that's his name. What if he named himself that? I would most likely say the Chronicles is just a made up name, he's just a chimera.
Could be. And if that is a chimera, then
I mean, it is, because we know that a chimera is a creature made out of different creatures. Even a griffin
right.
is a chimera, for all we are saying.
I strongly suspect Grogar is among the father monsters to get the most credit for creating chimeric monsters.
Yeah?
Possibly not the only one, but maybe among the most infamous.
And remember what I said about Koga being probably the father of this god, which was not proven or disproven because it was not Koga that was appearing.
Correct. That did not happen.
That thing literally told me, oh god, when that happened. So, I mean, I wasn't too far off because this god was actually working for Koga and was the eye of Koga as well.
Yeah, I kept thinking that when you made your theories.
I didn't think that it was that literally the eye of Koga.
So, what did you think of this scenario so far? This time they appeared in what at least appears to be true paradise, but they're against an anomaly that could potentially send anything at them.
I mean, yeah, that's what I said. That's when they were like, okay, we are gonna take this plant and plant it in our timeline, and it's gonna cause a lot of problems because it's a non-native plant. We don't even know if it's a plant. Look here, it might be an animal, or it might be just the air itself.
Right. Derry hasn't mentioned it so far, but you do suspect she's going to be give more details about it across this arc, right?
But yeah, it works two ways because the plant, the cure that they want to plant in their own timeline, cause problems. They cause problems in this timeline because they are not native. I would even suggest that the Cheshire Cat was not even here until they arrived. It wasn't even able to manifest because there was no disharmony at all. It needs to be a little chaos to cause more chaos. And
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
and yeah, I don't know if this is Discord or not for now. If this is Discord, then they made him possible to become as strong as he is. If it's not, then I hope and assume that this is gonna be a great asset, great help, and also a lot of fun. I mean here, but knowing how something feels about Discord, I think this is definitely an enemy for now.
Well, yeah, but Featherwind and Vision liked him.
Yeah,
Um, we know from Skydancer and from My Little Detour that they are definitely going to meet Discord eventually. But whether it occurred from this adventure or not is yet to be seen.
I mean they might have already met Discord. Well, we know right now.
Okay, that's a possible too, yeah, because we already established he can disguise himself as anything, right?
I mean he never introduced himself.
Right?
He just called himself someone. That might actually be his name, as I said. You know, that's what
True.
with a big
In
T.
in that sentence, that was one of the words that was capitalized.
Yeah, that's why I pulled out troubleshoot. And
Well, then it's there'll be trouble in paradise.
yeah, I guess I wasn't that far off. But yeah, so from now on until it that's his name, I'm not gonna call it Cheshire Cat. I will call it Trouble.
It's a reasonable assumption. You might even be right. And it's kind of a Draconic Quest-like name.
And now that Trouble is here, this is truly an adventure. Remember what I said in the beginning, that if you are relaxing, that it is not an adventure.
Huh?
But yeah, I'm gonna have fun with Trouble. And I'm gonna have trouble raising. That's like always.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun writing for the character too.
In the beginning, my voice was terrible, by the way, but now you can hear it cleaned up, and I started speaking more.
Of course, while writing the character, I definitely had to consult the rhyming dictionary and think of some clever ways to deliver the point while making sure it rhymes.
Yeah, I said that Dekro would enjoy talking with him.
Oh man! So imagine if the character's name is Trouble, then Trouble and Zakora singing together.
What if the other one are the same?
If they tried to sing together, I suspect that Trouble would be deliberately off key to make sure that the song is
Or
discord.
just to
Discorded.
cause more chaos, he would be perfectly in key. Because he knows that nobody else can do that. Because Neko is not a singer. It would be even more chaotic if he is not the one causing chaos.
I don't recall Zakora ever singing. Not once.
No, she was just timing.
Right.
She is not a singer, she is an evil enchantress, remember?
Right. That's right. If you
I
look
mean-
into her eyes, she will put you in trances.
Just like cover.
Trouble indeed. Poor
I
old
mean-
trouble shoes.
But I said that this creature, if it has the same abilities as this card does, then it can turn into a zebra later on. And how about the pony wheel?
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, Twilight never tried to cast a disenchanting spell on Zakora, so... Because we know she has purification spell.
Sure, but Zakora did once brew some potion which she claimed could help break Discord's spell on others.
And how would
Pinky
she
liked
know?
it. Pinky liked it. She drank it and said it was tasty.
Yeah? Strawberry flavor. I love it, my strawberry. It's funny how the song is actually fitting for this character, this summer.
Based on the color, I'm guessing raspberry flavor maybe for that drink. That's a very remote guess.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this character, especially if he appears. Also more rhyming, probably.
Is it 2 days from now? Next
Yeah,
week?
in 2 days.
Okay.
And 2 days for the other one.
Be sure to post the link to in the.
Yeah, I will do it after this. And
Okay.
also we are ending so I can make the channel for it. So see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Wonder if you'll change that splash page too.
Also, the TARDIS is gone. And that is how